Over the course of this program, we have walked through the stages that many people experience when a relationship breaks down. We began with shock and grief, the emotional response that occurs when a meaningful relationship suddenly changes. We explored how belief systems and interpretations can shape how two people experience the same relationship in very different ways. We looked at the question of harm and how to distinguish between real harm, ordinary relationship conflict, and situations where the separation may not have been caused by harmful behavior at all. And we spent time understanding guilt, what it is not, and how it can be resolved so that a person is not permanently trapped in the past. The final stage of the estrangement clarity map is sovereignty. Sovereignty means returning to a state of internal stability and self-respect. It is the point where a person is no longer reacting from shock, confusion, or guilt. Instead, they are able to see the situation with greater clarity and make calm decisions about how they want to live and relate going forward. One of the most important realizations that often emerges at this stage is something many people were never taught. Love and access are not the same thing. Many parents and loved ones believe that if they truly love someone, they must remain endlessly available no matter how they are treated. But love does not require self-destruction. It is possible to care deeply about someone while also protecting your emotional well-being. This is where boundaries become important. A boundary is simply a clear statement of what behavior you are willing or unwilling to accept in a relationship. Boundaries are not punishments. They are expressions of self-respect. They communicate how a person intends to participate in a relationship moving forward. When people first begin setting boundaries, they sometimes worry that it means they are becoming cold or uncaring. In reality, healthy boundaries often allow compassion to remain present because they prevent resentment and emotional exhaustion. A boundary might sound something like this: I love you. I'm open to having a relationship that includes kindness and respect. If that's not possible right now, I understand, but I'm not available for being treated this way. Notice the tone of that statement. There is no accusation. There is no hostility. There is no attempt to control the other person's choices. Instead, the person simply communicates their position with clarity and calm. The other person remains free to choose how they respond. Sometimes a relationship changes when boundaries are established. If the previous dynamic depended on guilt, pressure, or emotional imbalance, that dynamic may no longer function in the same way. In some situations, the relationship begins to stabilize. In other situations, the distance continues. Either outcome can be difficult, but something important changes internally. The person is no longer chasing approval or trying to repair the past through self-sacrifice. They are living from a place of dignity and clarity. This is what sovereignty means. It means recognizing that your well-being does not have to depend entirely on another person's behavior or decisions. It means understanding that love can still exist even when a relationship is complicated or distant. And it means allowing yourself to live fully in the present rather than remaining trapped in the past. If we return to the estrangement clarity map, you can see the full journey. Shock and grief begin the process. Interpretation helps explain why the relationship may feel so confusing. Harm clarification allows you to examine responsibility honestly. Guilt resolution releases the emotional weight that often keeps people stuck. And sovereignty restores stability and direction. Many people find that once they reach this stage, something inside them becomes quieter. The endless searching for answers begins to settle. They may still care deeply about the person they lost contact with, but they are no longer living in constant emotional turmoil. Instead, they are able to move forward with greater peace and self-respect. If the relationship eventually heals, that healing will come from a place of honesty and maturity rather than guilt or desperation. And if the relationship remains distant, You still have the ability to build a meaningful life grounded in clarity, growth, and compassion. The purpose of this course has not been to tell you what conclusion you must reach about your situation. The purpose has been to give you the tools to understand what may actually be happening so that you can move forward with awareness and dignity. Clarity does not erase every difficulty, but it does allow you to breathe again. And from that place of steadiness, the next steps in life become much easier to see.